Hi, I'm Caitlin. This is my final blog entry for my Intro to Cinema class. Today I will be discussing the mise-en-scene and sound used in the short film Bartholomew's Song. The one thing that the audience will notice in this movie is the setting. The short film takes place in what appears to be a very structured world. Everyday life is repetitive and must follow a specific order. I will be comparing the mise-en-scene throughout the film, followed by the perspective of our protagonist, Bartholomew 467. The color scheme is constantly consisting of all white walls, white costumes, and white furniture. The lighting adds a greenish and yellow tint to each scene. This is supposed to represent how bland and consistent life is in this film's society. The yellow and green tint is supposed to make the audience feel that despite how orderly and structured life is in this film, something feels off. Something isn't quite right about this world, and the audience can sense that. Therefore, we are supposed to feel overall uncomfortable. Each character's costume is exactly the same: white shirt, white pants, and white shoes. The hair slicked back, having a clone-esque effect. However, we can tell from the very beginning that Bartholomew 467 is unique because he shows a slight interest on breaking the mold. The color scheme remains the same throughout the entire film, showing us that we are supposed to still feel uneasy despite Bartholomew 467's tendency to be different. By the yellow tint causing us to feel unsure and uncomfortable, we are confirmed that there are consequences for not following the society's structure in this film. Bartholomew 467 seems more observant of his surroundings and is the only person who noticed the music player when he and the group walk back to their rooms. He grabs it and brings it into his room, proving his desire for change. This leads me to sound. The audience will also notice that this film lacks dialogue. The only dialogue heard throughout the entire film is the woman's voice who gives them instructions. Also, there are other sounds in the film in the beginning, but they are pretty quiet. They are heard in daily routines, such as footsteps, the woman giving instructions, the alarms, buttons, and doors opening. While this repetition of sound proves a lack of diversity in the society, the lack of sound in the beginning of the film emphasizes how dull life is for Bartholomew 467. However, life gets more exciting once he brings the music player into his room and plays with it. Once he hears the soothing opera singing, he acts like it's the most beautiful sound he's ever heard. He attempts to mimic the song by singing back. This gives us the impression that music is scarce in this film's society. This introduced new sound adds more variety and beauty to day-to-day life, thus showing us that this new and different addition is making life more thrilling. Each day, the music influences change in Bartholomew 467's schedule. He rushes back to his room to play with the music player instead of marching in order with the rest of the group. He also starts taking a look at the rooms he's at in work. He begins to show interest in the woman who gives instructions voice. He notices which door it comes from and begins to stop and look at it. Eventually, he enters the room and sees her speaking into the microphone, which only not causes sound, but also control over their actions. This influences him to sing the song until it sounds perfect to him, causing him to have an independent goal. This still begs the question, is there a catch, and when does it come into play? That's all I have for this blog entry. I hope you enjoyed this video. I recommend watching Bartholomew's Song because it's a pretty bizarre but awesome short film. Thanks for watching.